Wow, that was an experience unlike any I have actually had before watching a piece of entertainment.
That was definitely, I think, the first time in all the shows we've reviewed and all the movies that we've seen that we've watched something this bad. Like, it takes bad to a whole other level.
It's remarkable. I have never experienced this feeling before watching anything, and I'm talking anything, Halo TV show, Rings of Goddamn Power. Never before have I sat there feeling my face grow numb and tingly at the same time, catching myself actually nodding off in the middle of it. Like, good God.
Yeah, this is the most boring thing I think we've ever watched. Not only is it bad, but it's incapable of evoking any sort of emotional response, whether offense, whether, humor, nothing. It exists is all I can say.
It does exist. I want to describe it as a movie made by an AI. An AI that has been programmed with the rules of humor and the rules of a joke. It knows, like, okay, a joke consists of these and these parts delivered in roughly this and this order. But it has no conceptualization whatsoever of what humor is. Like, it doesn't understand the concept at all. It's an alien concept to it. And this is the movie that it wrote. But even then, I think the AI would have done a better job, honestly. I'm pretty sure if you told ChatGPT to make a Borderlands movie, you'd come up with something better than this.
You have to. Like, you have to. Anything is better than what we just watched. Anything. And I mean anything. I would rather watch Rings of Power again than watch this. This was bad, and it just was the longest hour and a half of my entire life, I think.
It makes me miss Rebel Moon.
Yeah, no, seriously. I miss random slow motion shots of farming. I miss that.
It's so studiously bad. Like, it is bad in a way that I can't even describe. I almost want to recommend people watch it just to understand. Like, there's a joke. And it delivers the joke, and you look at the individual pieces of the joke. You look at each word, and then you put them together, and you go, I mean, that's funny, right? I mean, they're like in Piss Water Gully, and then the little dumb child rolls down the window because she's like, hey, something smells bad, so I'm going to open the window so I can smell more. And then piss just floods in the window, and you're like, oh, I mean, that's funny. But the movie manages to somehow make it anti-funny. Like, it saps whatever humor should theoretically be there just directly out of your soul.
Yes, and I kid you not. In the movie, when this scene happens, Tiny Tina just goes on like, it's in my mouth. Ugh, gross. And it's said in such a way like, they try to compound it like, oh, it's called Piss Gully, and it's really gross. And it's like, oh, she got piss in her mouth. And then the robot's like, it's, actually it's 90% piss and like 5%, fecal matter. And like, as you're sitting there listening to this, it's not funny. It's not executed funny, but they do this with jokes where they set up joke. They say joke. Another character repeats joke. Third character repeats the same joke slightly differently. And then there's a pause. And then it's like, you're expecting there to be clapping or something like that, or like applause or laughter tracks,
They do that, like that exact scene. So, child gets pissed on, child goes, ew. Then black person goes like, hey, that's piss, ew. And then Claptrap goes like, hey, this is pee.
It also has poo in it. And I kid you not, that's all they do. And they literally say, like, there's this one scene where fucking Tiny Tina says something like, where she makes Claptrap say something to antagonize some bandits or some crazy psychos. And Claptrap's like, piss, you are nothing but a bunch of piss poo-poo heads, or something like that. And it's like, there's pause for dramatic, funny effect, and like nothing about that's funny. And she's in the background mouthing each word, and it's kind of cringe.
You expect a laugh track to play, like if nothing else, so that it can inform you that was the funny. Applaud.
That was funny. That was funny, by the way. Please clap.
And it's so studiously thorough, like it's so fully formed as well. It fails on every level. The delivery of the joke, the tone of voice, the character's body language, the scene composition, the timing, their expressions. There's one joke where they're sitting in a cab and they're all covered in garbage, and one of them cleans themselves off with a magic cleaning device that makes them clean, and then all of the other characters just look at her, and then he was like, "What? Did you want to use it too?"
And then there's a pause,
there's
as if that's funny. And it's like it pauses on the other characters, and they're dirty, and it's supposed to be funny, and you're watching this, and you can't help but think, that's not even funny. That's not, like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't actually care.
I understand the joke. I get it. I recognize the ingredients, but you haven't put it together in any way that makes sense. And that is the entire movie. Like the casting, the casting is frankly irrelevant here. I mean, we could talk about how Kate Blanchett is about 30 years too old to play Lilith, or Jamie Lee Curtis is about 40 years too old for Tarnith, etc. But it's frankly irrelevant. The casting pales in comparison to the fact that this movie is anti-charm. It takes something that should be so easy to get right and just antimatters it. Like it's impossible to describe accurately what this movie does.
You truly have to witness it to comprehend what we're talking about. And I wouldn't recommend that to my worst enemies. Like, it is just pain.
There are sequences for 5 minutes where they have a joke, like an opening sequence where the joke is Lilith shoots a dude when she shouldn't. Like, hey, I'm talking to you, bang. Like, okay, that joke is repeated like what 1, 2, 3, 5 times over the course of like 3 minutes. The exact same joke.
Yeah. They just keep doing it. It's like, it'll be funnier if we do it again, just in case they didn't get it. Like, it's funny, guys. It's really, really funny. You need to laugh.
And Claptrap, too. Like, his entire... Claptrap's character is... You've got Jack Black playing the classic, like, I hate humans robot. And he does all the jokes, like, oh, I thought you were dead. That was a really good moment. He does all of them. All of them. You're humans. You have to sleep and stuff. And it's just pain. Like,
it's not funny. It's not funny at all.
It's not funny. It's not charming. It's not endearing. It's not interesting. It's nothing. It's just nothing. And I don't even want to talk about how the plot doesn't make any sense, how these characters have no reasons to stay together whatsoever, how they have no connections to one another, how their plot lines do not combine in any way, how it is the most blatant chosen one plot line, and all of that just fades into the middle distance like so many ghosts in the midst, in comparison to the sheer unadulterated unfunniness of this comedy.
Yeah, that's I think that nails it on the head. Nothing about this show feels like it has any passion or heart whatsoever. Like, the people who made it didn't care about it. There's no care for the setting of Borderlands. The characters are a far cry of their video game selves. The actors and actresses themselves don't care. Like, you can see it in their faces and in their very bad performances. I can't think of any performance by any of these actors or actresses that was remotely tolerable or acceptable.
I mean, the best I can say about this is that Kevin Hart is short, and that's kind of funny.
They made a joke about it, like, twice.
Yeah. You're really short, dude. And he's like, yeah.
I'm short. That's it.
And occasionally he mopes at the camera with that, like, weirdly childish face of his, and you just kind of want to reach out and pinch his cheeks. That's probably the most standout performance in the movie.
I think so. I mean, even that, like, it feels like all of them are here for the paycheck and just to get this out off their agenda so they can go do something else.
Oh God, yes. And there's nothing like the only thing I can say good about this movie is that the sound effects are appropriately shit for a Borderlands video game adaptation, I guess. Every gun sounds like it's plinking, plonking, and just rattling the bullets out. Just like you're shaking the bullets out of the gun, like pipping, pipping.
Yeah, and the way they act with their guns, it honestly looks like that too. Like they're shaking them out. Get out there.
Holy crap, it is a piece of anti-entertainment, the likes of which I have never before seen. It enhances all other entertainment by its mere presence. Like every other show, the prequel trilogy, Rings of Power, Halo TV series, all of them are just better now, as at the very least they can objectively be recognized as some form of entertainment, if nothing more than for the fact that it has blinking lights on screen.